All right. Breaking Bad, you're on deck. Detour Slam. Who you sending up?
Detour.
Y'all give it up for Detour Slam.
We don't follow directions.
We detour. Let's go.
That's fine.
Lights on. Let's go. White road.
If I could go back to when I was first called an Oreo, I would have ripped the seal off of what never should have been packaged, charged the perpetrator's copyright, and trashed their plastic. So basic, I do harm if I recycle it. I'd write the recipe, document every ingredient y'all use to make the appropriated appetizer. 1, black cocoa bean. 2 is too many to control at one time. Add sugar and, of course, drown it in a gallon of milk. I'd be the food critic. Here's my review. Your product failed. You took a black person's identity when it contradicted white supremacy, tried to roast what can't be roasted, dump what was not sunken, and manufacture what was God-given. You placed a price tag on my gifts as if they were yours to claim. And there you go again, thinking that you can purchase me as if I was on the market. Tried to know and void the receipt of my 13th Amendment as if it wasn't paid in blood by the same blood drenching in your inheritance. Don't you know a cookie is meant to be edible? Try to consume me, then choke on all the graves you stomped into this skin. Call your death a just cause. Count that reparations. Wait, you can't count. How do you try to purchase a life with $4 and some change? Do you never learn? Sam Porcello made the Oreo. Disrespect me by calling me a product of your granddaddy? I think not. The Oreo is white man creation, but I am not white man creation. You thought your snap was symbolic? Please. White soul can never withstand the pressure of being within black body. This be unlearned experience. We be seasoned experts at being the impossibly possible, at becoming resistant to the immune system of this earth when it treats us like disease, at using the crap that you give us to fertilize the garden that is our prosperity. Did you catch that? I said we be seasoned, as in not bland, as in fruitful of flavor, as in you gon' dang sure taste every bit and recognize us as black. Oreos will dissolve into the blankness of milk, but we will not assimilate, refuse to disintegrate into the whiteness that is you, might just refuse to integrate into the whiteness that is you, because we are not products to be packaged in the roles that you have aligned. America's favorite cookie? America wishes. Come on!
Detour Slam, will you send it up?
Detour!
I'll give it up for Detour Slam.
One slam, one sound.
Sometimes being at the bottom feels better. No struggle when gravity has won the battle.
Safe in the trenches beneath the war.
Depth brings depth to pain. Rock bottom
Doesn't give energy to truth.
it suffocates it. Brings honesty to ground zero. Buries the body beneath debris. See, acknowledging truth means to actually put in effort. Well, F to effort down here. I like when lies feel good here. Hear that? Deception.
Oh, how you coddle and fondle the places I love to soak in.
See that?
Yes, lust.
Feeding fantasies, famine, and fruit, but red flags are for suckers. Eyes like blinds. I only want to peep if it'll feel good. And I like it here. I don't have to fight back here.
Emotions put on the back burner. Murmurs are better than conversations. I don't have to explain myself.
Bottom of a pit? Nonsense. I'm talking bottomless. Free falls aren't scary when you accept them. This isn't a dream.
This is a desire.
Not a cry for help, but a silent scream to let go. To the ones who love you most, because these times don't last long.
When you're headstrong and rooted in something, God for me,
I was dead at birth.
knowing the darkness is a womb I find comfort
A
in.
well to drown sorrows in. Still distressed with a slumber till joy be the alarm in the morning. Wake up, Keith.
Quiet, Shanika.
My purpose has a different name.
I choose a Glock if my words were bullets for precision and aim.
Just to set your soul on fire. Set ablaze. Revival. Be a furnace. When tossed into the flame. Watch this spirit come alive. Refined. Like gold. Retrieved from the bottom of the ocean.
Where the pressure is felt most.
Sunken treasure. Remember how it feels to dwell in a sunken place? No way to get out. You have to peel back the layers you put together. Make no mistake.
3 swindles in a tap.
Junk food relapse couldn't prepare me for my fall from grace.
Bad choices.
Bad decisions, bad judgment. No one inflicts more suffering on you than yourself.
Accountability is swallowing a pill that actually administers to change.
Bottoms can be awesome. Some places just aren't meant for you to stay. Drink it, eat it, lust it, spend it. Some things suppression can erase. If there's a bottom, there's a up. And I'll be at the bottom, ready to push you up. If you run into a problem at the bottom, coming up, we'll have a toast to adversity and keep climbing. Bottoms up.
All right, Breaking Bad, you're on deck. Detour Slam, you're up. Detour Slam, who you sending?
Detour!
I'll give it up for Detour Slam.
All right,
We don't follow directions.
We Detour! Let's go.
y'all eat.
No way. It's in you.
So we in public.
You got it.
Why there's nothing Christian about all lives matter. Jesus was murdered in a lynching.
In all of our lessons, we seem to forget
That the Son of God was seen as a political threat,
And
and
to
to
no
no surprise, so many evangelicals have failed to realize that the very conception of Christ and his actions have been whitewashed and sanitized. The multitudes look upon the death of Jesus with naive adoration, but we've got to call it what it was, a political assassination. And in steps a non-believer.
who does not subscribe to color, religion, or politics. I just know that there is a clear distinction between right and wrong, and I can't be silent and ignore those who sit back and hide behind the lynching of a man by calling him a martyr. But
Isn't that the story that is told? Didn't Jesus give his life for his people? So many people really believe there's a separation of church and state when they're too blind to read between the propaganda that the state creates.
And then supports the wrongdoing being accepted as lawful, and anyone that opposes is eliminated, which is why even I can support the assertion that Jesus Christ was assassinated.
So let's make the connection. If Jesus performed his miracles today, the state would have given him the electric chair or lethal injection, and all lives matter would have tried to provide him with protection, which means whether it was then or now, he wouldn't have been allowed to survive.
And no matter how wrong that would be, all lives matter would still have tried to call it justified.
They would have called Jesus an alcoholic for turning water into wine. They would have tried to align his actions with the life of crime. They would have looked at Peter and the disciples and called him a thug.
For looking
And
out for
disregarded everything Jesus said about looking out for your fellow man and showing your neighbors love.
Because those same neighbors would have reported him as a cult leader, like they did to John Africa in 1985. And even when the bombs dropped, they would have been silent. They would have went to church and sat in their nice pews. They wouldn't have protested or objected when the anchors would have disrespected his legacy when they watched the recap on Fox News. If you're one of God's children, why make the conscious decision
to stay silent about white supremacy and scapegoat your religion as a reason to not condemn it.
Y'all's plans, roads are starting to show, so you might need to go in Bethlehem. It's the call to action. Because at the heart of Jesus' activism was empathy and compassion. You're either on the side of justice or the side of oppression, and it's time that you pick one. And it's not enough to just shake a table when Jesus Christ flipped one.
Detour Slam, we can send it up.
Detour!
Give it up for Detour Slam.
Finish your plate, man.
Bring it home.
Go in.
Rule number 1.
Let's go.
You leave festivals of dreams.
Already done.
Bring it home. Take everything, leave nothing.
America sprints away from accountability like my cell phone carrier. So truthfully, I've never understood the hysteria because historically, the biggest abortion clinic we've ever seen in this country is the United States of America itself. So for America to hate abortion, she must simultaneously hate herself. And you can disagree if you want, but hear me out before you dismiss me. But America hasn't truly been pro-life in its 246-year history. Let's rewind back to 1918 and think on a black woman named Mary Turner. A white mob hung her upside down by her feet and drenched her in gasoline and struck a match so they could burn her, simply for protesting her husband's senseless murder. See, Mary was 8 months pregnant and the mob completely stripped her of her humanity. Upon closer inspection and determined to perform an unwarranted C-section, the mob took a knife to Mary's belly and treated her like a lab animal being prepped for dissection, sliced her open like a deer in open season, severing her and her baby's connection. And upon hearing the cries for their mother, the mob proceeded to commit an act that you wouldn't even believe. They stomped the life out of this newborn until it became silent like an unpronounced letter and could no longer breathe. And truthfully, the killers were probably motivated by Birth of a Nation, the same movie that rebooted the Klan to call for the South's salvation, because they know if you kill the black mother, father, and child, that's how you prevent the birth of a nation. And I can't help but present these facts to you with anger, because no one was talking pro-life when those bigots decided to hang her. No one was talking pro-life with the American eugenics movement, the forced sterilization of women of color, or their girl Margaret Sanger. And you fast forward to 2023, the GOP in states like Tennessee continue to talk about being pro-life, and I can't help but being pro-strife when they could give a damn about a baby after they take breath and begin life. Because how can you claim to be pro-life and lay your head on that pillow at night and not object to these harmful executive orders and continue to be complicit in the deaths of migrant children at the border and in detention centers? How can you claim that your attention centers on being pro-life while advocating for the removal of grants and access to Planned Parenthood when most of their resources go towards maternal health promotion because only 3.4% of their services were dedicated to performing abortions? I'm full of indignation because in this nation they only care about the baby when they're in the womb, but fail to realize their policies and lack of legislation down the line are what contribute to so many young folks being interred in their tombs. So you can't blame the legislative silence being attributed to increasing equity, equality, or decreasing gun violence, or the denial of the reality of higher levels of infant mortality among women of color on Planned Parenthood, because the combination of indolence and the ink from congressional pens have killed more of our children than abortions ever could.
Next up in this round is Detour Slam. Who you singing up?
Detour!
Detour.
watch him cut his throat.
Watch him signal the telling of a story cut short.
5. We will scream, raise our voices for the score. Because how loud you are is how good you are.
She said, a quiet poet can't earn the 10 they deserve. 6. We will chant, spit at the same time, synchronize our sorrows to the beat of your snaps. 7. We will protest everything.
Hey, yo, she blinked at me. The time should have started.
Your love poem and most important your chest. Your heart is a problem.
And yes, we will protest when black rays fall from white mouths, raise the privilege, they still receive the loot. 8.
We will stand on this stage,
Bare this skin like parchment.
Let the markers have their way, pick a page of our lives, watch us bleed on stage. Let the judges see the darkest parts of us. Our wounds look prettier with a high score beside them. 9. Bow down to the politics, submit to their name, submit to their judgment, submit to the only lines of poetry they want to hear. Thinking we'll get us one voice, raise a 9 to a 10,
thank my trauma,
a 10,
Burning me in effigy.
a 10,
Letting me set fire to the stage.
a 10.
For etching this story into my
A
inside.
10 so I can spit this shit from memory. Now tell me, was that enough energy for you?
Detour Slam, who you sitting up? Groupies.
We don't follow direction. We detour. Let's go.
Public service announcement. What to do in a code red lockdown. You should always follow code red protocol.
This procedure is used when there is an immediate threat to the school building.
By now you may have a condition, confusing the fight of your life for a drill. Do not be mistaken.
For an active shooter has just entered the premises.
We have trained you for this very moment. Listen to your teacher.
They have been trained by the best handbook.
You are to line up across the wall, head down, sit quietly. No one is allowed to leave their classroom. There should be no movement.
We are concentrating you into small,
Confined, limited areas for good reason.
Your teacher will cover the door windows.
Do not be alarmed by this. The shooter will not see you, nor question why glass is coincidentally covered. Should the shooter be a stranger, follow code red protocol. They are unlikely to realize it is an average school day. If you stay quiet, they will think you are not there. Should the shooter be a student, follow code red protocol.
Trust in the eyes that they don't remember this hiding procedures we drilled into them last week.
If this all sounds confusing right now, breathe.
Know that the entrance is also the exit, so you know where to escape if the shooter enters.
Breathe, knowing that the screams mixed with shots next door will soon grow silent. Breathe.
Knowing the police will act in 15 minutes.
Or an hour and 14 minutes, somewhere in between that. Your instincts may be to panic,
Or fight back.
but this is not the Wild West. This is life or death. We trained you to sit quietly.
There you go thinking about breaking protocol.
A protocol that has somewhat protected for decades.
There have been 366 school shootings since Columbine.
However, school shootings make up just 1% of firearm fatalities. Doesn't that statistic make you feel safe? After 20 years of this, you can trust us. Who needs procedures to prevent them?
When you have procedures for when they happen, who needs counseling for mental health?
When you have a handbook to turn to? Who needs security when you have a teacher? Who needs alternative exits when you have a coroner? Who needs renovation when you have open doors?
Nullifying the protection of barricades.
Your protection comes from this procedure. If it's broke, don't fix it. It makes no
The
difference.
school cannot be held liable.
You signed the waiver when you put on your book bag. The least you can do is follow the rules to best ensure your safety. If there are issues, they are political, to be managed by gun reform proposals.
The cause of new laws may take decades to stick.
So for now, follow code red protocol. The same one that worked in the massacres before.
That allowed thousands of children like you
To step over hundreds of bodies like yours and escape blood-filled hallways like you valued. This procedure may be faulty,
but it's functionable.
you will think so too. As we rinse, repeat, and drill into you what to do. You should always follow code red protocol.
After 20 years of this,
No other changes are necessary.
Don't you
trust
trust
us.
Keep it going for Detour Slam. Who you singing up? Groupies.
You belong here. Let's go. There is no tomorrow. Hold it down.
When asked what kind of mother I am, I answer, I have taught my daughter the N-word, how to sound it all the way out each syllable, every single vowel and consonant, the soft and hard pronunciations of each. She has been taught the N-word's origin and understands its meaning. She'll be able to quote its definition by way of Webster and the Urban Dictionary. I will teach her how to use word in context. She's 5. She doesn't know all her sight verbs yet, but she will understand what context means because she needs this in order to use the word appropriately. I tell her, Zori, if you're going to use a word, make sure you know how to spell it. Right. Make sure you know how to use it right in this way. They can't call you ignorant. I'm that type of mother. I tell her to use the N-word at her own discretion.
Let's go.
As sporadic or as often as she sees fit. I want her to get comfortable with using it now before she's forced into oppression by it and she does not use your religion.
Come on.
I'm her mother. I said so. So I allow her to use the word amongst family, amongst friends. I even allow her to use the word amongst strangers, but in my presence or not, and I dare someone to say that it's not okay for her to say that it's word. I want her to embrace it. She stands there firm in her 5-year-old diction, says the word strong enough for everyone to take a second listen, and I expected someone to pay attention. When in your right mind have you ignored a 5-year-old girl? She screams, no! Even though you thought she would say something else, even though they act like they ain't hit her the first time before I tell her I teach her to punch, kick, fight, scream at the top of your lungs, but no, it's not okay to perceive this N-word. It's not a derogatory term, it's a definitive one. No is an adverb, determiner, interjection, and now no does not need any pretext or explanation, because no means no in every dictionary and language. So, to revert back to the original statement and to answer the question, I am that type of mother. I'm gonna educate and empower my child, teach her confidence in the she is 5, and she already understands no is a complete fucking sentence.
Next up to the stage, Detour Slam. Who you singing up?
Detour!
Coming to you from the KCC.
It's Knoxville, Tennessee. It's
the Ryan of these doors.
Let's welcome our first contestant,
Connor James.
Jay Johnson.
Come on down.
As we introduce door number 1 from
Nigeria for only 20 naira.
4 cents in America.
Have your homes clean.
Your meals cut.
And the best part,
More prizes. That's right, this door is non-binding.
you get the benefits
Without commitment. You want
4, 5 more branches to your family tree? Look no further. She's got you covered. And no problem if you change your mind after.
These doors come with insurance. Her family will raise those burdens
And return them when they can bring you profit. You may be the father, but they are not your responsibility. She had them.
They are hers.
And now, a word from our sponsors, The Untold Truth. This package comes with a specific fee to the males in her family.
It must be paid in full before she officially becomes yours.
In the event she was completed in one of 4 arrangements, she is solely responsible to reimburse you before she can be returned. Till death do you part. And we're back with door number 2.
Brought to you by Yvonne.
A 13-year-old.
We know what you're thinking.
It's not what it seems. There are Iranian laws for moments like this.
The product is able.
And thus is legal. Put her to use. She is elegant, but innocent.
Cute.
But effective, intelligent, but not book smart. She definitely meets marriage material style.
And when we come back from this commercial break,
Find out the results on
the bride price.
Oh, you didn't believe all that, did you? That hosts have faith in the product they sell? Haven't we learned from our influencers? When you're endorsed, you can force a perspective so twisted that tunnel vision be crooked. Let's get this straight.
There are still girls today being sold for matrimony to the highest bidder.
Brainwash the toddler into thinking that at childbearing age, their duty is to honor and save their family from poverty. Their peace is compromised.
Their faith so revoked.
The only choice some had with their lives was to take them.
And those that outlive their spouses
Were looked at as guilty. Their innocence determined by the bag of a man's body.
to drink his baptism.
As if they haven't stomached enough. As if she's not worthy of safety. Is it not a family's duty to protect its members? Remember how we were taught to give our daughters away? Why did no one teach us to count the cost of putting a price on that which is priceless? We ask you, who is really paying the bride price? The givers of dowry, or those tagged with watching it with their blood and tears? And we're back during that commercial break.
Connor was victorious.
And it's walking away with the versatile door number 1. But that's not all. We don't want our contestants leaving empty-handed.
So we get to check the useful door number 2. Everyone is leaving happy.
Everyone, thanks for joining us on
The bride price. And remember, there's a perfect match for everyone.